Okay, let's try this again. I got my medical leeches today, and I've tried to make a video about them 3 times, and all my recording devices have so far had something wrong with them, so it didn't work out. But this one seems to be working okay. So they got here about 4:30 after the eclipse, and I was kind of worried about them. It was 93 degrees outside, and a lot of places won't sell them or ship them in the during hot weather because they have a low survival rate. But Leeches.com seems to know what they're doing. I took them out and put them in ice water right away to rinse off the shipping gel they came in, and they all seem to be alive. There should be a dozen of them in there, and they're recovering from their long, hot, bumpy trip. Seem to not mind that water too bad. It's just tap water that I let sit open for a couple days to let the chlorine boil out. I was going to put them all in distilled water because I've been making a lot of distilled water with my air still there. You can make moonshine with it, but who would do that? Anyway, so put them in ice water and rinse them off, and then I put them in this habitat, which is going to let them rest there for a week, probably changing the water every day while they get settled in. And then on Sunday I plan to do my first therapy session with a couple of them. The plan is to use the 2 biggest ones, and once they're done feeding, I've prepared this where is it? There it is. This Leech Love Lodge, where hopefully they will go in, be happy, make babies, so I can get a constant supply of leeches for seeing if I can use them to help cure what ails me, because I got a lot that ails me. You put the sphagnum moss in there, raised above the water line, because their cocoons need to be on dry moss, or else they won't. If they don't have a dry area to put them, they won't have them. And they have cocoons kind of like praying mantises, a big foamy mass, and that the eggs inside. And then the leeches, the baby leeches, will hatch out after a few days, but stay inside that cocoon, eating it for several weeks before they swim out as little tiny adults. And they don't have the muscular power to feed on human skin at that point. They can't pierce it, so you need to either have calf's liver, let them gnaw on that, or maybe put some little frogs or guppies or something in there so that they can feed off those. I'll have to see if and when I start getting baby leeches. And when I do get baby leeches, I think I'm going to use this big old jar for my nursery. Back there, I have a bunch of prepared jars, because for the ones that I don't use for breeders, I intend to do 1 therapy session a week. Use 2 leeches at first when I only have this limited number, and you can't put fed leeches back in with hungry leeches, because the hungry ones will cannibalize on them. So I'm going to have them all in their own habitat, 2 by 2. And there is a technique I've been reading about where once you've had them feed on you and they drop off, you spritz them like with vinegar or turmeric or something, and that'll induce them to puke out all the blood that they sucked out of you, and then you rinse them off, let them rest for a few days, and they're good to go again. Otherwise, if you let them digest your blood, it'll be a month or more before you can they'll be ready to feed again. So that's my plan at the moment. Sorry if this video is shaky. I got shaky damn hands. There's a jug of my parsley, ginger, sage, lemon balm, and cayenne pepper tea. The parsley, well, I don't know, all of it probably. I was almost to the point where I was going to have to go on dialysis. My renal function was really bad, and I was looking around for some alternative medicine that might help, because none of the damn pills and shots are helping that much. Every month it looks like my kidneys degrade just a little more and a little more. Well, this time I called talked to my nephrologist and said, you know, I want to try parsley tea. Do you know any reason why I shouldn't? He says, I don't know shit about herbs. Go ahead and try it and get some labs in a week. So I started drinking this parsley tea almost exclusively. And by golly, in 10 days I went and had my labs repeated, and my renal numbers had improved dramatically, back to, I hadn't seen that good of numbers in 2 years. So that was encouraging. I'm hoping when I get next month's labs that they'll be even better. But that's the tea I've been drinking. I mince up a bunch of ginger and parsley and those other ingredients I said, and turn them into little cakes that I freeze. And then every day I pop one into a pot and pour boiling water on it, and make 3-4 infusions off that pot of tea every day, drinking it. Hopefully it's doing me fabulous things. And anyway, that's the leeches and my setup, and this is video 1, and I'm happy to do it. I will keep posting these videos to update how things are going. That's it.